Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. We're back to this undisclosed location because guess what? We have it. This is the all-new 2020 Toyota Corolla Hybrid. Let's talk a little bit about Corolla history. Believe it or not, the Toyota Corolla has been around here in the United States since 1968. Toyota itself did not start selling cars until the late 1950s, and that was all the way on the other coast. We're here, obviously, in Florida. With this 2020 Corolla Hybrid, it's now asserting itself. Toyota is now asserting the Corolla to go up against the Insight, the Honda Insight. That's the main competitor, and it's doing it in a very interesting way. So why don't we go ahead, let's jump into this 2020 Corolla Hybrid and see what makes it different from your standard Corolla. Right off the bat, you're gonna see some differences in the styling to make this cheat air a little bit more efficiently. You have the updated LED headlight design, that's headlights and turn signals. I really like this design. I like the way it integrates into the front fascia and the front grille. You have a little bit of a fake vent down there, but I like it because it's smooth. I'm not gonna zonk it. They didn't try to make it look like a vent. And that's the difference. If you go across the front of the Corolla Hybrid is actually different than the standard Corolla. It's more in line with the Corolla hatchback. Of course, when we're talking hybrid, the Toyota emblem has been outlined in blue. That's their hybrid color of choice. You do have some fake venting here, which I am gonna zonk, but you do have other areas where it is open. I really like the actual concave effect that's going on with the lower portion of the front grille. And really, I think the opening, some people will say it's like fish-like, but I think it gives some character to a car that overall might be a little bit bland. Now, as we go up onto the hood, two very distinctive body lines, and look at how they kind of curve and then fade away as you get to the edge of the hood near the fender. Now, when we come around, you can see how that fender really flares out to direct the airflow. Here's where you're gonna see some interesting touches. This is actually a hubcap and a wheel setup. It's not just a boring steel wheel underneath the hubcap. If you notice, there's actual spokes to the wheel behind this plastic cover, 15-inch wheel. I'm gonna say that the reason why they went with this plastic design cover is to increase the air efficiency as it goes down the side of the car. When it comes to the Corolla Hybrid, you can only have it one way, and that is your base model. You can't get an XSE Corolla Hybrid. I'm still kind of scratching my head on that whole idea, but 15-inch wheel, very small, and you can see the size of the sidewall. You just don't see tires this high from the rim. The good news is there's some good points to this. You're actually gonna have a more comfortable ride, a quieter ride, and then for those of you who get a little crooked as you pull into your parking spots, this gives you a little bit more rubber to hit the curb instead of the plastic cover or the wheel. And then if you do hit the plastic cover, it'd be a lot cheaper to place the cover than to get the wheel fixed. As we go into the fender, I like the tasteful hybrid badge with the blue. Nothing too much, just enough. And I think that it just, at this height with the body line, smart placement. I'm glad they didn't put it any lower. You can see your standard dimensions of a Corolla. The lower sill extension is gonna help, like I said, channel that air down the side. They did put nice paint on the mirror caps, which is a nice touch. And as we work our way back, flat black around the windows, this little rear quarter section, you can see some nice body line going on out there. And then coming around the rear is your overall same Corolla taillight section. So you have taillights, nice housing. I like the way it integrates into this black piece of gloss black plastic, your Corolla badge. Little bit of an extension out here, and you know what? They have the red reflector, even though I don't like that it's there. That's for, obviously, DOT purposes. Flat black all the way across. Now, here's the thing I'm gonna zonk. This is a hybrid. I think they should have taken the exhaust tip here and kind of tucked it in and made it just out of sight, out of mind with another hybrid badge, but very, very clean from front to back. I'm curious to know what you think of that styling up front. Leave that in the comment section, but let's go ahead, pop the hood, and see what's powering this hybrid Corolla. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. There is a prop rod. Remember, we are talking about a certain price point, so I'm not gonna zonk it. What's great is no engine cover. You could clearly see the separation of the engine and the electric AC motor. What are you looking at? That's not a 2-liter. That's a 1.8 liter inline-4 naturally aspirated engine with the Synergy drive. That's the addition of the hybrid power from that electric AC motor. It's an Atkinson cycle, naturally aspirated 1.8. It's going to give you combined horsepower, 121 horsepower, 105 pound-feet of torque. The sad news is that even though this is going up against the Insight, it's actually less horsepower, about 20 to 30 less horsepower than the Honda Insight. It's all mated through a CVT transmission, front-wheel drive. This really is the same exact setup from the Prius. At the end of the day, MPGs is where you're going to win. 53 in the city, 52 in the highway. The car weighs about 3,000 pounds, and the sore spot is going to be 0 to 60 in a very sluggish 10.5 seconds. What can we say? It's nice to see this kind of accessibility in the Corolla lineup. I think that personally, for a lot of people, the Camry Hybrid is probably going to be the better choice, or jump brands and go towards that Honda Insight. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the interior and see what Toyota is bringing to the table with this Corolla Hybrid. All right, guys, we're inside the 2020 Corolla Hybrid. Now, one thing to be aware of, Toyota on purpose kept this as a base trim. They want to make this hybrid technology as affordable as possible. And for somebody who's looking for great A to B transportation, that good Toyota reliability and some awesome MPGs, this might be right up your alley. The price for this, the way you see it, is $24,500. That's the MSRP. Let's see what you get. Now, when you go to the door panels, a lot of dark plastic, and I hate to say it, but it's all hard as a rock. We do need to keep it in checkpoint to the price, but I wish they would have went softer material at the top of the door panel. Then there's this cloth material on the armrest. I'd rather it just be like a rubber material. Now, when you get to the dash, nice and soft. So I wish they would have taken this and put it on the top of the door panel. I like the silver trim, especially with the AC vent. You're gonna get that 8-inch iPad style infotainment system. It's touchscreen, and you can configure this to any setup very easily. You don't get satellite radio with this Corolla Hybrid or anything like that. I'll go ahead and hit the home button. You can hit menu. It's all touchscreen. You go down, you have very simple AC controls, a little bit of gloss black, and then you have that stainless steel button look within the actual unit itself. Standard AC, you got your temperature knob, you got your blower fan speed knob over here, nothing else. You got a blue start stop button. We do have it on right now. It's running off of EV power. This is going to control that CVT transmission. You have a nice cubby here, no power charging supplies up front, little bit of gloss. This all looks good. I actually like this. I wish this was leather, but remember, we're talking about a certain price point. You do get this leather style shift boot. This is the CVT, gloss black, 2 cup holders, electric e-brake. This is what I really wish they would not put a cloth armrest here. It actually, over time, makes your elbow a little sore and raw, to be honest with you. So you're gonna need to carry some Toyota cream for your elbow. You open this up though, and you do have your USB and a 12 volt. And then seats, they're all black in this particular model that we have. I dig the design. I just wish they would have carried the design into the bottom portion. And then of course we have manual controls on the seats. The seats are very supportive, very comfortable, and lots of headroom, no sunroof or anything like that. Come on over to the business end though. I'll show you what's going on hybrid wise on the driver's side. All right guys, business end, like I said, full manual controls. Seat feels good. That's really, I feel like they hit the nail on the head with that. Steering wheel, it's a great size. I just don't like this rubber material. I wish there could be like some kind of synthetic leather or something softer to hold on to. I do like the way the buttons are set up on the steering wheel, very flat, and they're also flat black, so you're not gonna get fingerprints. You do get lane keep assist, emergency braking, all that stuff. That's that Toyota safety technology. And then check out the dash. I do like what's going on there. You do have that 7-inch TFT display in the center, which you could actually toggle through all sorts of different information. You could look at how the power is being delivered. You got your range, all sorts of stuff. Then you can slide the other way to turn on and off all those safety features. Very nicely done. Analog speedometer, analog tachometer, and also fuel gauge and coolant gauge. But overall, I do like the layout of the dash. It is easy to see, easy to understand. Why don't we check out that back seat and see how your passengers are going to be liking this Toyota Corolla Hybrid. All right, guys, back seat time. The nice thing is once you get in, the opening's a little tight, but once you get in, I could sit upright, no problem. I got plenty of headroom. The interior just feels a little rental car-ish at this base trim level, but the seats are very durable. You do have a little cubby here, but there's no connectivity. You're gonna have to ask somebody to do something for you by lifting this up and giving you their power supply. When it comes to armrests, it is nicely padded, still cloth, 2 cup holders, but they did a great job with actual overall room in here. If you're wondering, well, where are the batteries for this thing? They're actually underneath the seat, which, think about that. That's a huge plus, because wait until we check out that trunk. It's gonna surprise you space-wise. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, pop in the trunk. You just push the release right there. You lift it up. Love the opening. Love how much room there is. Of course, you could fold those seats. They're gonna do the 60-40 split. And like I mentioned earlier, because there's no batteries located underneath the mat back here in the trunk area, you're gonna get your maximum space. I like the way there's a bit of depth to it, so that when you have things that might be rolling around, they're not gonna roll out when you open up the trunk. But why don't we go ahead and really get to the best part of this hybrid Corolla. Let's take it for a spin and get some maximum MPGs. All right, guys, we're rolling out. We're in the 2020 Corolla Hybrid. My favorite part is definitely the seats in here. I was able, even with the manual controls, to get them to fit my body just spot on. And I like how supportive they are without hurting. That really is a great thing. Now, what does hurt are my elbows. The armrest is very hard. Cloth material is not making it any better. And I'm definitely zonking the top of the door panel. If they would have had taken some of the material from the dash and lined it just across the top, just this top portion, not the whole thing, it really would pay big dividends, because I'm the type of person, I like to drive with my arms like this a lot of times, especially when I'm on just straight and narrow road. But what's great about the Corolla, with that CVT, that's the transmission of choice when it comes to hybrids. It drives very, very smoothly, and you're gonna have that overall great Corolla experience inside, but you're gonna get maximum MPGs. I mean, think about it, over 50 miles to the gallon. Love the TFT display, one of the best displays when it comes to just the brightness of the color, the fonts, and then also the flexibility of putting different information there, which is really nice. The iPad style infotainment system is not really my cup of tea, but it is easy to reach to, and it's easy to navigate through once you get your hand to it, which is really great. Steering wheel, as hard as the door panel, but I get it. Toyota's trying to keep this at a very affordable price point, $24,000, to try to save you money at the end of the day and have that reliable hybrid transportation to get you to A and B and then back to A again, or maybe off to C, D, E, and F, and G. But the ride is very smooth. There is a bit of wind noise, which I'm surprised, coming in through the tops of the windows here. The doors, when you close them, have a nice solid feel. And overall feedback from the front end is great. Is this a corner carver? No. I mean, is this a drag car? No. But if you're looking for something that's gonna get those maximum MPGs, this is the car that's gonna do it, for sure. But just very, very smooth, very smooth. All right, guys, going through this bend here, I'm gonna get on full throttle. It's interesting because with the RAV4, when you go hybrid, you actually have a faster RAV4. Not the case with the Corolla. I think for me, I would probably spend a little bit more money and just go Camry hybrid, or go over to the other brand, the main competition, the Insight. I'm glad though that you can get the Corolla body instead of having to go Prius, because this basically does have the same hybrid technology engine setup as the Prius. This just looks more like a car rather than some type of art experiment. But they have gotten a lot better with the Prius over the years. But just, you know, the main point of this car is to save you money at MSRP and also to save you money at the pump. I mean, with all that range, you're gonna be passing gas stations left and right. You'll be able to take that money, buy more food, put it away, save it for college, save it for your kids' tuition to college, buy your girlfriend something nice. I don't know, whatever you want to do with that extra money you're spending, it's up to you. You know, you have that right. But what's wonderful is you have an option with the Toyota Corolla to go up against all the other hybrids out there. But we're going to wrap this one up. Hopefully it gave you a nice little overview of what the Corolla Hybrid's about. I will see you back in a split second. All right, guys, it's been actually a very interesting time with this Toyota Corolla Hybrid. It's opened my eyes to what hybrids bring to the table when it comes to maximizing how many miles you could get. I mean, the range on this on one tank is like over 700 miles. Just crazy that technology, and it really seems to be that perfect A to B car to get you where you want to go, be comfortable, and also get that great Toyota reliability. But I definitely got to thank Corey and the rest of the crew over at Toyota by allowing me access to this press fleet vehicle. If these are the things you want to keep seeing on Raiti's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on the way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description, get yourself some Raiti's Rides merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. He's definitely wanting still that muscle car. He's not ready for hybrid power yet. He's going to wait and hold out. Maybe one day he'll get a Chevelle SS 396 hybrid. We'll see. But anyways, just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.